When planning worship, you can use ServiceBuilder in a few different ways. This video will describe a couple of the most common ways, as well as attempt to outline what I see as an ideal workflow. Perhaps the most intuitive and most common way to build an order of service is to do it directly from the order of service screen. Let's go to a week in the future, July 23rd. From here you can create lines, so let's add a few. You can select songs and assign them to people. So let's put in, we'll choose a hymn here. We'll choose a worship song here. And we'll say another hymn here. This hymn will be number 421. This worship song will be, let's say, Amazing Grace. This is Amazing Grace. And now for a hymn, let's say for this hymn, we'll put something that doesn't exist. God is our Savior and Redeemer. So I made up a name for a song. And I'm looking at this and, oh, it's not here. Great. So now what do? So what I could do is just leave that empty and click Save. And now we have a blank hymn line. So that might seem like an intuitive workflow, but you might find yourself frustrated with moving between different parts of ServiceBuilder, adding songs and then coming back and putting them in the order of the service. And in the worst case, you could end up with duplicate songs and songs that are missing data. It's not the ideal approach to building an order of service. Now, I have developed ServiceBuilder over the last 20 years of working as a music director in many churches. And in this design, I have tried to address some of the more common pitfalls that I faced in that job. So let's get to it. We go to the worship screen. Here you'll see a variety of tabs across the top of the screen. These are meant to filter out the elements in your repertoire, helping you to easily and quickly find your favorite, your recent, and perhaps your not recent and never used, forgotten elements. Now you can search for existing elements from this screen. So let's say we're doing a search for a song called Let Me Go, and it's not here. So if it's not here and none of these songs are the ones we're talking about, then we have the option to add a new element over here on the right side of the screen. And that's where we can put in all the details of the element in question. And I've described how that works in another video. So check out that video. The advantage of doing it this way is that you can select the songs that you want to add to your working notepad. Here you have a list of songs that perhaps would work and suit your purposes. Let's say I do a search for Amazing Grace, and I think the hymn by John Newton is a possibility, but I might also do God's Amazing Grace. I might go into the Not Recent tab, say, okay, so I haven't done any of these songs in 4 weeks. The last time I've done this one was October 31st. Yeah, so I want to do Wake Up Again. Or I might go down and say, oh, this one, Enough by Chris Tomlin. It was August 8th I did that last. That's a beautiful song. It would suit really well. So you can see that it helps you filter out and keep track of those songs that you may want to use. You can use this part of the worship planning to help you make a decision about what worship songs you want to use in your service. You could also add some songs that you want to do at some point in the future, and they would show up in the never used list. So here we have The Longing by All Sons and Daughters, one that we thought we might do someday, so I could add it here to my list. So once I'm happy, I might go, oh yeah, on second thought, I'm not going to do this Love Never Gonna Let Me Go. I meant Love That Will Not Let Me Go. And I say I take that one out, and I kind of get it the way I want it, and now I'm ready to putting them in the order that they should go in the service. So at this point I would choose the service in question. Let's go to July 23rd again. I could save it for later, or I'm going to add it right to that service. So now I can clear this notepad and go to that service. There are those songs, along with the songs that we added before, number 421, and This is Amazing Grace, and this blank hymn. So from this screen, I can move things around and change the order of the service the way I want it to. So you can see right away how this is a little bit better. It helps you plan out the songs, make sure you've got the songs you want to do in the database before you start thinking about where you want them to go. So that is the ideal workflow for how ServiceBuilder should be used. There are obviously lots of different ways that it could be used, and I'm going to show you another example. Let's say I went to the popular view. From this page, there is a little arrow, and on all these tabs they have this little arrow here that pops that Your Church Popular Elements over here into this side. So if I click on chorus now, there's a list of popular choruses that we have used a lot. This one we've used 20 times. So now if I go over to services, you might want to, from this point, add a new item and then be able to say, yeah, great are you, Lord. That's what I want to do here. And just type it out. There it is, great are you, Lord. So we select that and click Save Now. So that's another approach to how to put your songs in the order of service. I welcome any suggestions that you might have for improving the manner in which songs are added to an order of service. And if it seems like ServiceBuilder would be more easy to use in this way or that way, please do let me know. I'm open to these suggestions, and I want to make ServiceBuilder as useful to as many people as I can. Thank you very much. Have a great evening.